Our guest for today is the new chairman of Committee on Finance. Let us all welcome Senator Sherwin Gatchalian. Hi, sir. Good morning. Professor.
Thank you, Sally, at thank you sa ating mga members of the media. And maraming salamat. Thank you.
Tapos na. Sir, first time mga hawakan ang Committee on Finance. Ano na yung mga preparations ninyo at kino-consider nyo ba ito na malaking challenge considering yung controversies at mga naging issues sa 2025 budget?
Alright. Sige, isa-share ko lang sa inyo yung direction ng Committee on Finance. First of all, yung 2026 budget ay ipa-prioritize namin ang education. This will be an education budget. Napakinggan rin natin sa Pangulo natin at dun sa speech niya, malaking portion ay nakadedicate sa education. No? So pipilitin namin lumampas ng 4% of our GDP ang education. Right now, nasa mga 3.8, 3.9 tayo. May mga times in the past, umabot na tayo 4% pero bumaba. So this 2026, pipilitin namin maging 4% of GDP ang education budget. So that will so on target namin ang 2026 budget ay tatawaging education budget. Of course, this doesn't mean na hindi natin pa-prioritize yung iba pang mga pangangailangan natin, no? But we will just put emphasis and priority on education. Ngayon, malaki ang clamor for transparency. So direction rin namin, ang tawag nga namin sa internally, we will undergo or experience a golden age of transparency and accountability. And papakita namin yung, I'll just flash on the slide, yung budget process. And para ma-appreciate lang natin, actually papakita ko sana ito sa first hearing ko, pero since andito na tayo, I just want to share with you yung budget process at ano yung mga dokumento na ina-upload at hindi ina-upload. No? So, sa mga budget watchers at budget analysts, napakahirap talaga sundan yung budget natin dahil maraming dokumento hindi ina-upload. So, we'll just share with you yung diagram. Yan. So if you look at the entire process, dalawa lang ina-upload sa website ng DBM at website ng National Government Executive side. Yung pinakauna, yung National Expenditure Program, at pangalawa, yung GAA na. So, kung ikaw ay publiko, gusto mo i-analyze yung budget, makikita mo lang yung step 1 at yung last step. Pero hindi mo makikita yung step by DE step. No? Sabi nga ni Ninya. No? Hindi mo makikita yung step by DE step dahil kulang-kulang yung pag-upload ng documents. So, ang i-require namin yun ang DBM to go one step further. Meron silang tinatawag yung Budget Preparation Form 201. Lahat ng mga request ng ahensya, no, binimigay sa DBM, i-request namin ngayon to i-upload rin sa website para malaman ng taong bayan, pati ako na rin, kung ano may rini-request ng mga agencies. Diba? May rini-request sila, hindi naman lahat nabibigyan. So, nangyayari, pumupunta sila dito para humingi ng dagdag. So, dapat maintindihan natin na hinihingi nila ng dagdag, parte ito nung kanilang original na request.
Okay.
Nandoon ba o wala? So, that's number 1. Number 2, yung National Expenditure Program, ina-upload yan sa website. So, nalalaman na natin yung sinasubmit sa atin ng national government. Ito yung President's Budget na tinatawag nila. And then, ito yung pinaka-importante. Pag na-approve na ng House, yung General Appropriations Bill, yung GAB na tinatawag, alam mo yan, Sally, pinapadala yan dito sa Senate. Ang problema, pinapadala nila in ganitong form. Kaya gusto ko maintindihan, hindi digital form, hindi readable form. Hindi ito uploaded sa website. Walang soft copy. Ito yun. Ito yung binabasa ng team namin para ma-analyze yung budget. Ito yung binabasa ng team ng mga senators para ma-analyze yung budget. So, itong volume 1C, this is all the DPWH projects. Ganito nakakapal yung DPWH projects. No? So, lahat ng projects nandito. So, we will request from our House counterparts to upload this in their website, kasi third reading version ito, just like any other bill, at ipadala sa Senate in a digital format para maging searchable sa amin. No? So, by that time, makikita na ngayon ng taong bayan from NEP to GAB, ano yung changes. So, i-upload rin namin sa Senate side naman yung Senate Committee Report, ano yung mga changes na ginawa dito sa Senate. I-upload rin namin yung third reading report para makikita natin yung changes. At i-upload rin ng both houses yung reconciled version para makikita ng mga taong bayan ano ba yung itsura ng budget na inayos na ng House at ng Senate bago ipadala sa Presidente. No? Kasi pagdating sa kay President, nagbabago pa yan. May veto power ang Presidente. No? So that's so ito yung sinasabi kong golden age of transparency kasi step by step masusundan na ngayon ng taong bayan. No? From NEP to GAB to Senate third reading version to BICAM hanggang mapermahan ng Presidente. So once makikita na natin.
So sir,
makikita na yung movement ng budget.
So ipatutupad nyo na sabi nyo nga golden age of transparency ba from NEP hanggang sa BICAM report hanggang makarating sa Malacanang. Sa tingin nyo, may iwasan na yung mga issue ng insertion, yung blank items, di ba pang issue sa budget?
Well, ang power of the purse is with Congress and the Senate. So, talagang nangyayari na yung mga agencies, minsan, nagre-request sila, pero hindi naman nila magastos yung pera. Minsan, nagre-request sila, pero hindi naman nila ma-implement yung project. O minsan, may mga dobleng project, no? So power yan ng Congress and the Senate to amend the budget. No? In my case, like for example, I've been the Vice Chairman of the Energy offices for the last 6 years. Madalas, binabawasan ko yan. No? Kasi natuklasan namin, marami silang mga project not in line with their mandate. No? For example, PNOC, Philippine National Oil Corporation, pero gumagawa ng solar rooftop. No? So, ang layo naman nung kanila sa mandate na yun. So, binabawasan namin. So, my point of the matter there is, Congress and the Senate could propose amendments. No? So, pag-aaralan yan ng committee, whether the amendments are in line with the mandates of the offices, at yan naman ipapasok natin sa amendments. Makikita rin yan ng public doon sa committee report.
Okay, RG.
Sir, balikan ko lang yung step 1 ninyo, yung BP Form 201. Ire-require nyo din ba yan sa mga lawmakers na gustong mag-insertion?
This is, itong form na ito sinasabit ng agency to DBM.
Okay.
So, pag submit sa DBM, i-require namin ng DBM to upload that. No?
But this is just for agencies.
For agencies.
But do you ask your colleagues either from the Senate or the House to also avail of this form as a transparency mechanism para mawala na yung issues?
The legislators cannot propose budgets to the executive. No, they cannot propose. They can only amend. No?
Pero di ba dun, pero ganun din na nangyayari kasi during the periods of amendments, they're still proposing their own projects.
Yeah, pwede ka mag-propose kasi like for example, like in example ko kanina, no, energy offices, I can propose amendments. I can add, I can subtract, I can shift budgets. Depende kung ano yung maging kalalabasan sa hearing. No? So doon mangyayari yan. That's why we will publish the committee report because the committee report will contain all the amendments. Lahat yan.
But okay, sige. If not dun sa BP Form 201, but during the committee report, will the committee report say who proposed which amendment para malaman na lang natin lahat kung as a transparency mechanism?
Marami kasing mga amendments. Like for example, in my experience, when a senator amends or may proponent ng amendment, it can be changed along the way. No? So for example, like in yung experience ko sa Create More, magpo-propose ang isang senator no, ng amendment. Ina-amend pa yan minsan 2 times, 3 times, nagbabago siya. So yung original amendment niya versus yung ipapasok sa batas, minsan ang layong-layo na No? So what's important lang is the final product. No? And the final product doon sa third reading version, makikita na doon lahat ng mga amendments.
Okay, but how as a transparency mechanism, how do you propose to cure this issue of insertions? Kasi palagi na lang yung issue, yung insertions.
That's why ang pinaka-importante, GAB. From NEP to GAB, makikita mo yung movement. From GAB to the third reading version ng House, third reading version ng Senate, makikita mo yung movement. So makikita mo yung movement. Pagdating sa BICAM, makikita mo yung movement. Pagdating sa GA, makikita mo yung movement. So, sa budget watchers, no? Because you really have to analyze Ay, importante dito yung movement So makikita mo kung ano yung movement nung budget.
But as you said, minsan kasi yung proposal, yung ending niya, hindi na yun yung original proposal ng lawmaker. So, nagiging amorphous na siya during the entire process and you cannot trace anymore who did what. Doon nagkakaroon ng insinuations, doon nagkakaroon ng suggestions of anomalies eh. How do you cure that?
My experience, sometimes pag nagpropose ng amendments, may 2 o 3 senator bago magkaroon ng final product. So, yung original amendment might be totally different from the final product. So, ang importante yung final product. Ang importante masundan kung paano gumagalaw yung budget. Yan ang pinaka-importante. Kasi yung mga proposals on the first amendment, sometimes nag-iiba-iba talaga siya eh. Minsan nadadagdagan, minsan na-change ng account. So pag yung ganun na tracking internally, ang daming dokumento yun eh. Ang daming dokumento. So in our case, mas efficient kung yung final product malalaman natin. For example lang kung makikita natin biglang lumaki ang budget ng, let's say lang, ERC. No? So makikita natin ngayon kung bakit lumaki yung budget ng ERC. Mapag-aralan natin kung yung paglaki ba yun ay tama ba o in line with the mandate. In the same manner, kung nabawasan, let's say, yung budget ng DOE. No? Bakit nabawasan? Makikita naman doon because may tracking ka na eh. No? Natatrack mo na from GAB to the third reading version, even to the reconciled version.
So, sir, the mere fact na magkakaroon na ng digital copy from NEP hanggang GAB, hanggang...
Yes. All of this will be, well, at least on the Senate side, no, will be uploaded in digital format. So, meaning, pag sinearch nyo yung PDF, lalabas siya kaagad.
Amenable na ho yung House dyan sa proposal nyo na yan, sir?
Well, ang kanilang pronouncement in the past few weeks is maximum transparency. So, by uploading the GAP, tingin ko, that's in line with their pronouncement.
So this time, yung public may chance to scrutinize yung budget?
Yeah, yung mga budget analysts, budget watchers, budget hawks, meron na silang chance to upload. Kasi pag makikita nyo yung una at dulo lang ang makikita, yung gitna, hindi nakikita.
Pero during public hearing, sir, yung people's participation, papayagan ba yun? Hindi naman.
Okay. That's a very good question. In fact, nasa notes ko yan. Magpa-file ako ng resolution, no? To institutionalize this concurrent resolution. And this concurrent resolution will contain this one and also a feedback mechanism. Kasi gusto natin yung mga taong bayan i-analyze yung budget. Paano naman nila ma-reach yung mga senators? No? So, dito sa resolution, we will also mandate the Senate to come up with a email or a mechanism for the public to communicate with the Senate. No? Ako personally, I will also put in my website a mechanism for the people to email me. Halimbawa, may nakita sila, ina-analyze sila yung budget, may nakita silang inefficiency, they can email me.
Before mayan, sir, dun sa zona ni Presidente, sinabi niya na ibibito niya yung budget kapag ang laman nito ay hindi naka-align sa priority programs ng administrasyon. Yes. So, ano yung gagawin niyo to make sure na ang ma-approve na budget ay naka-align doon sa priorities ng pamahalaan?
Diba, traditionally, ang NEP tinatawag nilang President's Budget. No? So, this means, ito yung budget na kailangan ng ating Pangulo para ma-reach niya yung kanyang target. No? So, itong mga projects, activities, and programs sila sa NEP, lahat ito nakatuon doon sa gusto ng ating Pangulo na maging goal nila for 2026. And that is a policy pronouncement that kami sa Committee on Finance will also adhere to. So, susundan namin yung policy pronouncement ng ating Pangulo. Ito, babasahin ko. Sabi niya, therefore, for the 2026 budget, I'll return any proposed general appropriations bill that is not fully aligned with the National Expenditure Program. And further, I am willing to do this even if we end up with a reenacted budget. Hindi ko aprubahan ang kahit anong budget na hindi alinsunod sa plano ng gobyerno para sa sambayan ng Pilipino. So this is a policy pronouncement that kami sa Committee on Finance will adhere to. So ibig sabihin yung mga amendments na gagawin along the way, no, should not be outside of the
priority.
Of the
National expenditure programs.
of the national expenditure program and also the direction of the national government, no? So dapat in line pa rin, no?